What's up? What's up, fam? I hope you're doing well tonight or today or whenever you're watching this. Welcome to nicksrambleasmr, aka The Hive. Welcome back, where I can be me, you can be you, and we can be everything in between. My name's Nick. It's the Nick's Ramble. Today, we're gonna be talking about the entertainment business. If you're new here, I work in the entertainment business. I'm actually a film scout. And what that means is I go on movies and TVs and I find literally where they film. And I've been on sets like Shameless, Dollface, and some indie films. One just went to Sundance. So this is kind of this was a requested video, actually I think by two of you guys. I kind of forget who. But if you're watching this, I love you. So thank you. This is a great idea. This is something I wish I knew, and no one ever talks about, how to get into the entertainment business. And by entertainment, I mean the film industry. I don't mean adult entertainment. If that's why you clicked on this, head on off this channel. But maybe these little little things can also help you with the adult industry too. These little tips. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know. They're probably pretty universal for a lot of things, but yeah. A little background about me. I went to NYU for acting, for school, and I can do a whole nother. If you want to hear a story time about what it's like going to an acting school, let me know. But I spent 4 years in a conservatory there, and they didn't really teach us any of this. This is all stuff I learned by coming out to LA. I did not write this down. This could be a really just off the top of my head ramble. I can dive into anything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, let's just get into it. So, the crazy thing, I'm going to compare this with other careers. The crazy thing about entertainment, what makes it really different from a normal office job, from tech, anything, is the projects. You are basically a freelancer. You go from project to project. I don't know if you've ever done theater. I don't know if you've ever done a film or anything. You know how you have, well, it depends. The timeline's always different, right? But you are just on that project, and then after that, it's all done. That's what the entertainment industry is like. The entertainment industry that I'm talking about is on set. There's also clearly there's going to be production houses, all of that you can get more of a stable job. But the way that you get into these jobs, this is the one thing I learned. I said I didn't talk about this in school, but I did do an abroad program in LA in junior year or sophomore year, and I came out here and I worked at Warner Brothers and at Will Smith's production company, just being an intern. And we used to have these people come in, and they would basically every Friday a guest would come in and would lecture and talk to us about their job in the entertainment field. And when I've gotten through all that, which I can break it down just for you right now, this is the scary and the very cool thing about this industry. There is no set path to how to get to where you want to be in the entertainment industry. There is no set path to where you want to be in the industry or get there. Every person, and I like this, every person you meet, the way they got in is very different. And I can tell you a couple of different things, but what I always recommend for people that want to get on set, really be hands-on, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The main thing that you really need to focus on is connections. Networking is your bread and butter in the entertainment industry. It is insane. You need someone to know you to bring you on. That I'll be very honest with you. I know I'm a hard worker, so I'm totally cool being I got it kind of easy. I got connected on Shameless because of we can call her my cousin. She's really just my cousin got married, and her husband's sister, that's who it is. And she's the only other person in my family that's in entertainment at all. And this was when I was in college. I really wanted to get into entertainment. And she happened to be a producer on Shameless. I reached out to her multiple times, and clearly we're related, so she's looking out for me, but I've never met her before. I would reach out and I'd be like, hey, I don't know what's up. I hope you're doing well. I'm looking for work. If you find anything or you need any help, let me know. And I would do that. And there were a lot of times where she said, nope, nothing for you. And I wasn't banking on anything from her. I did this with a lot of people. One of my favorite things I learned, well, it's funny because I keep saying they didn't teach us anything at Dish, but I guess they did, but is I used to keep an Excel sheet. I don't do it anymore. I don't really follow up, but it's really useful, you know, getting everyone's contact, and you send emails out to people, especially during New Year's or when their project would drop out. And you'd be like, oh, I love your project. Hope you're doing well. Get them in your mind. And then eventually when you're friends with them, you would ask them for a gig or a job. So anyways, that's how I got in. It's all through connection. It's all about being friends. And if you're interested, I'd say think about who you know. And there has to be, and it might be weird. It's always the weird connections that are the most powerful. Think about your cousins. Think about, you know, ask your parents, ask your friends. Hey, do you know anyone in the entertainment industry? Or hey, do you know anyone that like is on set? They most likely will be no, because the industry is it's like small kind of. But what they will say is will be like, oh my god, I think my cousin Jim, I think her friend like works for commercials. I can get you in contact with her or them. And this is very important. What you do is you say yes. Even if it's not what you think you want to do, you say yes. And you know why? You get on a phone call, you do an informational interview. That's what I always do, which is like you email them being like, hey, I'm really interested, especially if you're a student, if you're very young, you can be like, hey, I'm really interested in getting in the industry. Can I just like pick your brain for like 10 minutes on the phone? Most of them will say yes, because we all know how hard it is to get into this. We know, you know, that there are people that have helped us, so everyone's always eager to help people get in if they think they're there for the right reason, right? Like no one, this happened to me, like I chatted with someone and they had no questions for me and it felt like I was driving the conversation. Don't do that. If you know, get that phone call, make sure you have questions. Be very genuine, be very authentic, you know, and what I mean by that is like, be yourself. You know, they're just a person. No matter what their title is, they're just a person, you know. Make them feel good. We're all about being kind on this channel, right? So just exude that out to them as well. Tell them they're having a great day, all that stuff. And then think about really important questions to you. People love talking about themselves. They do. No one will ever deny it. That's how people become happy. You always, if you want to make someone happy, make them talk about themselves. Because we don't get to do it often. And when you ask someone to talk about themselves and you don't say anything, you're listening, even if you think it's super boring, it tells them that they're like, oh, they think I'm interesting. And it kind of, I think, brings us back to like high school, you know, where we like really want to feel like we're cool and everything. So I would do that. And then, feel free to be like, hey, that's a really cool job. I'm also, just like, and stay in contact with them. What's going to happen too is like, if it naturally comes out, be like, hey, I'm also looking for entertainment for set life, and then they might have connections. That's how it goes. So connections are really important. And another thing I learned from Tish, I'm so contradicting myself, it's so fucking funny, but another thing I learned too is like, the people that you don't want to impress, it's not the people above you. You want to be networking with people on your field. So everyone that's like trying to get into the industry, network with them. Those are more important than like the people that are going to give you their jobs, because everyone is going to come up together. Okay? So your friend, say John, if he's struggling to get it in, you know, don't work against him, work with him. Be like, hey, I'm also trying to get in this. I'll let you know if I hear of anything. And actually let him know if you hear anything, right? You sometimes have to give things to receive things. That's something I'm learning this year too. Is like, if I want friends, I have to really actively go get them, and then they'll return it too. You just have that faith. Another thing, so there's that. If you're like dying just to like get your hands on it and start, the first thing you're gonna want to do is to go in as a PA production assistant, which is not hard to do. The only thing is you need to find the people. Entertainment is heavy in New York, and it's also heavy in LA. There are a lot of PAs. You basically, when you kind of get closer to entertainment people, you're going to be like, hey, I would love to PA. Do you know of anyone that's hiring? And it's gonna take a little bit, but eventually you'll get thrown into something. That's how I got thrown in, and I had no experience, you like at all. I was so green, as I say, and don't be afraid to suck. People sometimes get annoyed with people when they don't know what they're doing, obviously, because it's less efficient, but everyone's been where you've been, and what they'll really remember is your work ethic and your kindness. Those are the two things, your work ethic and your kindness. So yeah, it's really just like you have to really kind of be actively trying to meet people in the industry and just, keeping in contact. Don't just reach out to them just to get gigs, but like actually take an interest in them. And that's how it becomes fun. Yeah, that's how I would say you get into the industry. There's a lot of different paths too. If you want to go more creatively, we can have another discussion about that for acting or writing or directing. Something I'm kind of figuring out too. A lot of people get agents and managers. It's funny. That's something I've always wanted to have, but I haven't done it yet, and I don't know why. Probably an insecurity thing, but maybe I'll do it sometime in the near future, and hopefully this channel will still be running by then, and I can tell you guys how I did it. Maybe that's a goal for me. But it feels like a little bit of a catch-22 because agents hire talent because they want to get paid, right? So they want good talent, but sometimes you can't get work without an agent, but agents want people that have work, you know what I mean? So it's that. That's why people write their screenplays and they send them off and stuff. I was gonna say something else, I forgot to. What was I gonna say? Yeah, just ask me. Oh, I was gonna tell you the difference too between an agent and a manager. An agent is someone that helps literally give you gigs. So there's imagine if you're an actor and you're you have to go through casting calls and audition. An agent literally their job is to look at all the listings and be pull them out and be hey, Nick, do these figure demographic, and then send them back to me. And they are in the first lines of defense for you. They're also useful for creating contracts, I think, as well. So you get paid well because they are incentivized. They get 10% of all your work. A manager can kind of be the same thing, but a manager is more into, I was to say grooming you. They're more into making you a better artist. They help manage, your look, your acting. They're just helping, making you a better creative. And they might not have the connections to, get you in the door at places. So people usually have 2. People might have 1. I have 0 right now. I would love to have one day, but in due time. Yes, so that's how you get in the entertainment industry. I'm trying to give you more concrete. So remember, reach out to anyone around you. Just see if anyone, get some feelers out. See if you know of anyone in the entertainment industry. And if you do, ask them to, pick their brain for 10 or 15 minutes. You can even be older than them too. It doesn't matter. Everyone loves talking about themselves. So just say 10, 15 minutes. Don't do any longer. If they continue the conversation for longer, do it. But the reason you say 10 or 15 is because if you say 30, it feels like more time, and 10, 15 is feels like a short chat, even though it can go longer, right? And then yeah, literally, I promise you, just let them talk about themselves. Don't feel like you need to tell them about you. That's the biggest no-go. Only tell them about you when they ask. And when they do ask, make sure you are very direct. Say, I'm chatting with you because I really want to get in the entertainment industry. I might not know where I want to be, but I know I'm really interested in A, B, and C. I'm really interested in videos, really interested in commercials. I would lie a little bit, if you're talking to someone for commercials and that's really not what you do. Maybe say that's the third thing you want to do. I want to go for writing and for maybe agents, but I'm also interested in commercials. Why I chatted with you. That you say that because then they're okay, it wasn't a waste of time, but then they know, okay, so you're into these 2 things, and they'll usually be oh, well, I have a friend that, works in an agency, maybe I can try and connect you with her if you're interested. And that's how you go. It's really just about being friendly, and I promise you it's really, really easy. I wouldn't be telling you it if it's not. It's uncomfy. I know I get anxiety right before the phone call, but it's literally pretend you're just chatting with a friend. It just devoid their devoid their title, and just remember too that like everyone wants to talk about themselves, and like so you're doing them a favor. You're like, tell me your backstory, tell me how you got here, fangirl out, be like, that's so cool, like, because people like to feel like what they're doing matters. And when you're around people in entertainment, it feels like the normal, and it's only when you go, you know, back home or, you know, on YouTube or with people trying to get in that you realize, oh, I do have a cool job, oh, this is different, right? So do that. And another thing too is you could always move. You can always move to New York or LA. That's hard, but that's where all the gigs are. And reach out on Facebook, reach out on groups, and promote yourself. Like my motto always says, there's always someone doing what you want that's better than you, but also way worse. So just go for it. And honestly, like, the thing is, if you fucking fail, if you're awful, people may remember you for a bit, but it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. As long as you learn at the end of the day. And yeah, I encourage you to at least try it. You could always be a PA and like then do something else. I have so many friends that have jumped in entertainment and then left, and now some are bankers and some are, you know, all these things. It doesn't mean that that's what you're gonna do forever. So don't worry about it. If you're just interested though, like go for it. You might even like have that conversation with that, you know, person from the commercial side, and you'll realize, oh, like actually that sounds really cool. Let me do that. There are so many jobs in this industry that, holy fuck, that you would not believe. You could get paid to do anything. There are people that get paid to drive cars. There are people that get paid to give out food. There are people that are paid to do makeup. I get paid to literally like travel around and look at locations. Like, it's insane. It's fucking insane. So don't limit yourself. You got this. And yeah, I think that's I would just say go for it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and let me know if this was helpful. I hope it was. I know it's a little vague. I can be a little bit more specific. Let me know in the comments if you want me to. And yeah, if no one's told you, just go do it. Like Nike says, just do it. Just do it. What's ever in your mind, just fucking do it. Like, it doesn't deserve to be in your brain. There's something someone says, it's like, if you never do it, you're always, even when you get older, like 5 or 10 years, 15, it's always gonna stay in your head. And you think it's gonna leave, right? No, it stays here. It stays here. I can be a testament. I'm literally 26, and I've been wanting to act again for a really long time, and it's been like fucking 4 years, and I'm like, every day I think about it, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh shit, I guess I gotta do it one day. And I will. That's just scary, you know? So I'm telling you, like, I'm scared about stuff too, but I think we need to go and do it, you know? And what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? We're gonna die. Ah, fuck, right? Like, we might die. But guess what? We're gonna die anyway, so what the fuck? Why does it matter? You know? My motto is, I'd rather go out on a really cool way. You know, like something that someone could, like, tell a good story about. I'd be like, oh, nice. I wouldn't mind going out like that. Obviously, I'd love to live a long life too, but if we're all going to end up in the same place the same way, maybe not the same way, but we're going to end up in the same place, why be afraid of it? Why let it hold you back? Why not, you know, take those risks? And that's when you're on that, you know, cliff, not literal cliff, don't jump off cliffs, but when you're on a cliff of like taking risks, that's where life is. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, when you get like kind of, you're like, ooh, do I do this? And you do it and you're really proud of yourself and you're like, wow, what a great day. That's where life is. Like, that's where we should always try and live. What's hard is that our boundaries keeps changing, right? So like, once you do a thing, you never get the exact exhilaration or proud feeling from doing it because you're used to it now. But that's why it's important to look back in your past and see how far you've come, right? So that's my ramble. I have a sore throat. It's hurting. Wish me luck. Oh, it's because I made out with some people this weekend. Y'all, I was a slut this weekend. I was okay. We all have those phases. I just hope I don't have strap. Oh God, wish me luck. But yeah, if you can make out with someone, cuddle someone, you deserve it. We all deserve to feel loved and attractive, and you are attractive, you are hot, you are capable, and whoever is with you is lucky, even if it's for yourself. If you have alone time, fuck yeah, you are special, and how fucking cool you get to be by yourself. So, yeah. Give this video a like if you like it. Helps, you know, it helps send it out into YouTube being like, oh, yo, this is a video that people actually might like, and we're all about, you know, growing this so different. I know we are, but this is a safe place for all of us to just be our weird, funky selves, and for us to just create some money, some beauty in this beautiful space. So, yeah. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Feel free to subscribe as well. I have a question. This microphone's